Let me tell you guys something about Saturday night. For a lot of people, Saturday night is, go out, have fun, have a good time. It's always been that way. Saturday night is a statement of what you do with your freedom. And Saturday night for me, from, I wouldn't say a young age, but since I had the ability to enjoy the weekends, has never been something that was a celebration, It's always just been fucking, well, here we are again with nothing to do, no one to hang out with, fucking just me and my goals and the smell of the silent air. And you come to a point where you just accept it. It's fucking Saturday, and the only thing you can do is get better. The only thing that you can do is make the most out of it. That's why I started filming. That's why I picked up this camera in the first place, is because I had nothing else better to do. Nobody ever aligned with my goals either. Everyone had a fucking girlfriend or were hanging out and doing shit I didn't want to do anyways, so why even bother? You got to come in here and put your life into it, This becomes what you enjoy. This becomes what you look forward to. And, don't be surprised when it just keeps happening, okay? Nothing changes. Nothing changes. It just gets a little bit better. That's all that happens. You start to see some results. You start to change your life. And if you take action on it the right way like I did, you can hop up on here and make a difference out of it. But, yeah, man, Saturday night. Got to make the most of what you got. If you're not going out anyways, then you got to get better. There's no point staying at home doing nothing, playing video games or watching TV shows. You got to do something. That's the bottom line. So let's hit this workout, man. Arm day. Warm up. Just some normal front curls. Seated. Let's get some blood into that bicep. And, I don't want you guys to think it's fucking depressing. Being out here, being able to just work on yourself while everyone else is doing something to just pass time in a weak way together, because weak people tend to find each other. Stronger people don't mind to isolate. This is something to pass the time, to grow you into somebody that's going to be phenomenal down the road. Especially if you're my age, if you're younger. I'm 21. It's like, imagine what you're trying to teach right now to other people, to your kids, to your family. What kind of leader are you building yourself to be? If you're just going out every single weekend and not training and not trying to get better, what is that going to teach anybody? What kind of story do you have to tell? Save the celebration for when you do something great. These nights, don't get me wrong, like, they're important, and it's not like you're never going to have the ability to go out. It's just when you're working towards something greater, the celebration gets to be even greater, right? So when you do go out down the road, when you land that deal, when you start that business and it's actually doing well, whatever it may be, you win a title at something, you go on stage and you perform, whatever it is, that celebration is going to be 100 times more worth than just going out for no reason, just to drink. So you got to take it as a win, okay? Everything you do in life, do it 100%. If you're going to be lonely on a Saturday, do it 100%. What can I do when I'm fucking isolated? What can I do when there's no one else around me pushing me? What can I do when nobody's watching? So that way, when I do meet up again with the eyes of the public, how are they going to judge me in a positive manner? How are they going to say, holy shit, this guy's a force to be reckoned with, right? He's willing to do it no matter who's around, right? No matter if nobody is around. He's going to do it anyways because that's his soul-driven purpose. And that's powerful. I'm going to move up and wait. Just bang out some hammer curls. think the best thing to do too is realize like you're alone, but you're not alone. Think about how many people are out there hustling by themselves as well, you know? If you ever feel alone, just know I'm out here doing it too. It's like we're alone, but we're together. It's the group you want to be a part of. Because when you do finally make that connection with somebody else that's just been training on their own, grinding on their own for a while, that's a powerful connection. When two people that are willing to do whatever it takes on their own link up, that's a fucking impossible duo to stop. You know, imagine just having that accountability partner that has been through all the things that you know you've been through, and you can tell they're willing to just push forward. And you guys are just bouncing off of each other, as in throwing ideas or throwing, you know, friendly games at each other. Who can do this the best? You know, that leaves room for a strong team. So keep working on yourself. And there's a lot of people that ask, you know, how do I find people of that next caliber? How do I find people that are above me? Well, you need to become them partially, right? In a sense, you have to unlock at least the routines, the characteristic traits of these people, and you can find them. You'll get around them, because as long as you have the inputs right, it's just a matter of time before everything else comes together. So it's the same thing with me, you know? I've met a lot of people that have similar inputs and that are ahead of me, but it doesn't make too much of a difference because we're both working hard at something at the end of the day. It's about that hard work respect. You know, are you putting in the hours to become great, or are you slouching around and doing things that's gonna drop the level of the team? You know, you want to be somebody that other people want to be around. You want to be able to contribute to whatever friend group that you're going to be a part of, because people like people that are interested in similar things. So just like you're not going to go out and drink with other people because you don't like drinking, people that are grinding at night, hustling and working, aren't going to want to hang out with you if you don't grind, hustle, or work. It's a simple mathematic equation, you know? Hang around people that push you and elevate you, and you have to play your part on the team. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Yeah. That's a stretch for you. Holy shit. How many bodies you got is the devil's work. And I'm going to explain this to you guys. These last years, especially in my generation, it's been propaganda to sleep with as many people as possible, especially as a guy. And that is taking you off of your purpose here on earth. And if nobody else tells you, I'm going to tell you. If your main goal within your friend group, or your main goal as a person, is to sleep with as many people as possible, then you lost the fucking game of life. You already lost. I don't know who brought this upon us. You know, it could have been an old thing, but the levels that we've taken it to is just ridiculous. And if you're somebody that's striving as a man and you want to be successful, you need to focus on your goals first. I'm not saying don't, meet people and have a good time, but I'm just saying, if all you care about is how many hoes you slept with, you're never making it. You're never making it. And if all your friends just push each other to sleep with as many women as possible instead of trying to reach their goals first, you guys are fucked. You guys fell for the trap, and now you're doomed forever, right? Because at some point you're going to realize, all this time I spent chasing women, I should have been chasing my goals. And now I can't provide for my fucking family. Now my future wife looks down upon me for my actions. Now my kids don't have a role model. I mean, the list just goes on. And don't even get me started with the fucking females that got onto this as well. Just know, if you want to be somebody in this life, you have to put your goals first. And don't be around anybody that's telling you to just chase women all the time. Let it be a result of something great. Let's go. All right, guys, we're gonna move on to some flat bar curls. Just really get that strict movement with the bicep lock in, get a fire pump. But like I was saying earlier, it's all about who you surround yourself with, especially when you're trying to make it to that next level, okay? Everything is in tiers. Sometimes you're gonna be isolated, sometimes you're gonna have a team. Build yourself every single time that you're isolated so that your team is badass and that you can lead the way in some sort of way, okay? Everybody has their skills, everybody has their cons as well, right? So make sure that your pros outweigh your cons and keep moving forward. Let's fucking go. You know, one day your life is going to flash before your eyes. You're going to see either one of two things. You're going to see a life where you actually made an attempt to go after what you wanted to. You're going to see the journeys and the struggles and the people that you met and all the hard times and all the beautiful views, the fucking mountaintops and the valleys. You're going to see this beautiful image within whatever it is, 10 seconds before you pass away. Or your life is going to flash before your eyes and there's going to be nothing. It's going to be a TV screen or you working behind a desk. There's nothing for you to even remember. And that alone, that thought alone, knowing that I have the capability to have great adventures in this life and not go and do them, is the biggest fear that motivates me to keep going and pushing forward. Because if I die and the only thing I remember from living on planet Earth one time is me working behind a desk or me picking up a shovel and moving dirt, I'm going to be very upset at myself. It's that fear that keeps me going, knowing that there's people out there with great stories and that have done great things and that I'm no different. So I run by that. You should too. Ooh. Ooh. That's... I don't know if it's just me, but this stack feels light as fuck. I'm at 120. We're gonna go up to 150. See if that makes any difference. See if it makes a real 30-pound difference or a baby 30-pound difference. Well, definitely made it heavier just I think the stack's just a little light, or I'm getting strong, I don't know. The stack's just fucking light, let's be honest. All right, move you guys over here, give her a break, hit it one more time. It sounds familiar. That's what I told your mother last night. What the fuck am I talking about? Ooh. All right. Triceps are feeling good. Why don't we do a little overhead dumbbell extension? That sounds good. Oh, if it's crackheads or just the neighbors around here, what the fuck? What's going on with my voice? But they keep yelling, messing up my fucking mojo. All right, overhead extension. Don't get too stressed out, man. If you're anywhere around my age, like, nobody knows what they want. You know, people have an idea of what they want, but nobody actually knows what they want. It might be a result, but they don't know what they want to do to get there. They don't know what's good for them. But there's two types of people. There's people that actually see that end result. Maybe this could be it. And then they start doing things towards actually achieving that, and they start experiencing what it's like to get to where they want. And then they find out, oh, maybe this isn't for me, or oh, I'm so glad I started this. And then there's people that are afraid of what they want or don't know what they want, but instead of going to find out what it is, they just sit hoping that someday it comes to them by wasting time doing things that they don't get any advantage from. And it's these two separate types of people that come to find out decisions in life matter, you know? All the time wasted matters. Did I utilize the time that I had on my own to go figure this out? Or did I just pretend like it didn't exist in the meantime because I'll figure it out next week, and went and did something that didn't get me anywhere at all? And I want you guys to know nobody's perfect, and especially these days with social media, the expectations have never been higher, right? But as long as you're putting in work towards something, as long as you have your sights on something, and you're continuously putting in effort to try to break open what it could be, that door to your potential future, you're on the right track. Because a majority of the time, nobody else is even trying. They're too distracted, or they don't fucking care because they're brainwashed. So know if you're putting an effort towards something and people are clowning you, they're mad at themselves because they don't have the guts to go and do it, and they want to try to hold you back because everybody's scared to go and be somebody these days. That's the crisis that we're in. Nobody knows what they want to be, so nobody tries to be anybody. And they just settle for averageness while they wait, and they congregate. Don't be afraid to separate yourself. Get shit done. And most importantly, like I say, guys, get 1% better every day. Let's fucking go. Ah.